Hello and welcome to Tabletop, and today I show you my first game of Flames of War, and it was amazing. I kind of liked it. I like painting tanks, I like the Second World War, I mean, at least on the tabletop, and I wanted to share that with you today and show you the cool match we had, and yeah, I had a blast. We had a cool 50mm city. My friend Michel printed out some walls, some buildings, painted up to armies. I think he has the Hit the Beach starter set, and I last week bought myself the Festung Europa or Fortress Europe starter set. I was a bit hesitant, but it has been coming a long time. The whole Flames of War shebang, and it starts here, and probably it starts up here with a video I will link up in the top, and that is when I was bringing 2 tigers and 2 stugs to a game of bolt action, and we had a lot of heavy tanks, and it was cool, but it didn't do much. And then I thought to myself, man, I need more tanks, and that is when I knew I had to go down in scale. But at that time, 50mm wasn't really my thing. Like, I thought this was a bit too small, too little. So I went with 172 scale, and that was always a joy because, like, the artillery minis, they looked good. You got for $10 50 dudes with heavy weapons. You have access to beautiful tanks. Everything is super cheap, and not a lot of people were playing Flames of War, so I thought, let's go for 20mm. You can see the video here, 20mm bolt action, so nobody has to learn a new system, which is Flames of War. We could just say, okay, let's meet up to play bolt action in 20mm. I got 2 armies, I got 5 tanks for each side, a bunch of infantry, let's play. And I'm still painting that, and I think I have heard a lot of people say that bolt action in 20mm plays amazingly, so we will find out soon. But I like painting tanks, and I was always looking at Amazon and other places and wondering how cool it would be to paint up a small tank like this. I mean, they're like maybe as big as my thumb, and I like fielding a lot. So with time it became more and more intriguing to maybe start a Flames of War army. And then I kinda asked a few buddies, and then they revealed, oh, I got tons of Flames of War, why didn't you ask earlier? And then another friend said, okay, we played Flames of War, but we didn't like it, so we play Battle Group. And then they showed me their armies, and so all of a sudden 1, 2, 3, 4 friends had huge armies, and I said, okay, I get myself a starter, or maybe I buy myself a starter set for a faction. And then I saw the Fortress Europe thing, and that is when I thought, okay, I get the Germans, I get the Americans, and I know, so I'm the guy who collects multiple armies. So I enjoy painting, I enjoy playing a lot. I also enjoy bringing new people into the game, and so it's cool to have sometimes 2 armies, so you can just bring it and play with your buddies and show them how the game goes. And that's where we start. So let's go to the beginning, and this will be more or less a battle report. I will play the game, and as we play the game, we will learn the game, or at least take a peek at the game and what it's all about and if it's cool. So let's go to the beginning and let's start right here. So 50mm looks awesome. Michel painted it up, printed it out. As you can see, I think he did print some of the bocage hedges and then put a bit of green stuff. He also painted, printed out the fences, the houses, and again he has the hit the beach. This is from our bold action, so it blended. Also the map is from bold action. As you can see, it's a bit of bold action and it's also a bit of Flames of War, and I think it looks very lovely. I mean, this is why I play tabletops. Don't bring me L-shape terrain. I mean, if you want to make a bunker out of a Pringles box, yes, I want to do that. But just plain L-shaped terrain, soulless, no. It needs to be self-made with love, or it needs to look very beautifully like this. So this is the scenery we will play today, and we play 50 points each side. Germans versus Americans, we will see. So this is rough ground. I think if infantry wants to pass this ground, they pass automatically, and tanks, I think, need a cross check on a 3-up. They pass. On a 1 or a 2, they are kind of stuck. I kind of like that. So it's pretty cool. So hard cover, soft cover. It is named a bit differently in this one, but we'll see. So then we have here beautiful Shermans, 76mm, I think. And I have a tank platoon, and the tank platoon is 1 HQ and 2 troops. As you can see, 1 troop choice of 76 and 1 of the vanilla Shermans, the 75mm. I think they are not yet fully painted, but these ones are amazing. And this is my tank commander, and I think they're all veterans, which makes them a bit better. We will go into the stat card in a second, and man, do I love this. And then what do I got? And for the support, I got an infantry squad of paratroopers. We will take a look at their stats also in a second. Again, Michel was painting them up, both armies, within a week, and some of them are finished, as you can see here, and some were in the making, but I have to say, I'm in love with them. Pretty cool. And I think on the German side, he has a mix of Battlefront miniatures and Plastic Soldier miniatures. Rulebook, artillery, and how do you say, artillery template, and here these markers will also come in a second. Beautiful dice. And here are Michel's 50 points, 3 Panzer IVs, also beautifully painted. I think they are very solid, but medium tanks, I mean, everything can happen. And then his like the Panzer IVs are his support, and he brings infantry platoon. And as you can see, they have Panzerfaust, which have 4-inch reach, if I'm not mistaken. And then here, this one is his officer. I think he has 1 officer for each of his platoons. I'm not sure about the force organization right now, but I know they look cool. If I'm not mistaken, you get a reroll with those guys on a morale maybe. And then he has 2 PAC 40s, which he brought, and yeah, pretty awesome. I think these ones are his Plastic Soldier company, and then German dice. So Panzer Grenadier HQ company. I think we're both bringing elite infantry, which will be very cool. And again, this is his side of the board. As you can see here, we have a 12-inch deployment zone on each side, 50 points, and 1 will be the attacker, 1 will be the defender. We just play for kill points because it's our first mission. And I picked the Americans. I roll a dice. On a 4-up, I said whoever, if I roll a 1, 2, 3, I pick the Germans. If I roll a 4-up, I pick the Americans. So I roll a 4-up, I pick the Americans, and then we play. To the books. Michel has also the books, and I have to say, I grabbed them with my hands, and they are beautiful. Like beautiful hardcover, beautiful illustration, beautiful also inside the books. I like that. I mean, I know people nowadays, sometimes for list building, an app is cool. And I don't need to spend money on books, but if I can buy a book, I will always do, because it's just beautiful. And as you can see, they have like their data sheets in the books, and also I think there is some painting guides and a bit of lore and a bit of history, and they felt just really, really good. So I'm I'm definitely maybe a bit in love with Flames of War, or maybe 50 millimeters. And it's also cool, like where can you field multiple Ferdinands, or where can you field a good old Hornisse tank. I mean, bolt action to bring a Martyr, that's definitely possible, but you know what I mean. Sometimes you need more Pak 40, and sometimes you need an 88 or maybe multiple 88. And I think that itch is going to be scratched either in 20mm or in 50mm. So I put down my first unit. It's for me to go first with a deployment, and I could have put these guys just up here on the wall and already ready to fire, but I thought to myself, oh no, let's put them on the road. They don't know that the Germans are there. Maybe they have cleared this area and they are just passing through this beautiful village, maybe somewhere in France or in the Netherlands. So they are not expecting an ambush or a fight against the Germans. And this is maybe like in the movie Fury, which is a decent movie. And I definitely like the action. The story is also cool, but at the end where they fight, it's cool, but it gets a bit cheesy. But still a great movie. I love Shia LaBeouf and Brad Pitt and the guy Shane from The Walking Dead, and also the Mexican guy, if he's Mexican. So here I'm putting down my 76 millimeters, and as you can see, they're just rolling down the road. And here you can see the data card, and here you have your motivation, maybe the morale. On a 4+, they pass their morale check. Sometimes you have to take a skill check, which is passed on a 4 up, so 50% of the time they will do it. Is hit on a 4+. In this game, it's not like you're hitting your enemy on a 4+ or a 5+ or something. Depends on how good your troop is. I think if they're bad, or maybe if they're not very good trained, they're hit on a 3 up. Maybe regular on a 4 up, and no, wait a second. Yeah, and maybe if they're elite, if something like that exists, maybe they're hit on a 5 up. Here the front armor, side armor. I think I explain a bit. You have then your tactical move. With this move you can advance and still shoot. Then you got your terrain dash, cross country, I'm not really sure, road dash, but this is definitely your run move. After that you cannot do anything. And then this is your cross. If you're rolling through difficult terrain and you have to take a cross test, on a 3+, they're fine. On a 1 or 2, they're stuck. Then you got your weapon profile, and on this one I think you can choose the upper or the lower. Either you shoot your big gun or your MGs. And if you shoot your big gun, as you can see, anti-tank 12, if this is shooting against another Sherman tank and it has a front of 7, so a 12 beats a 7, but you get on your front, you get a d6 which you roll, and if I roll a 6 I have a 13, and so I'm not penetrating. If I'm rolling a 5 I'm glancing, but I think nothing further will happen, I think. So there isn't only pen, I guess. But if I roll a 3 or a 4, it's not enough. I'm just reaching 10 or 11, and so the anti-tank has penetrated, and then you need to see or has hit, and then you need to test for firepower if it penetrates. And on a 3 up, the enemy tank is destroyed. If I roll a 1 or a 2, the enemy crew bails out of the tank, and next turn you have to see if they remount on a 3+. If it's a 1 or 2, they will run, and that tank is also abandoned. So that's how it works. As you can see, on the backside you have some special rules. You see how many Shermans you can bring in this platoon and how much that will cost you. Again, 100 points game, I think, is what you play, and or what you play regularly. And then here you got your no HE, self-defense, stabilizer. So we will go into this a bit later. Then the Germans come in right here, and I'm walking in. I'm sensing that something isn't right, and I'm putting down my minis. I think they move, as you can see here, 8 inches or 20 centimeters. I think I used a tactical, but maybe it would have been better to use something like this. But yeah, they're not much faster. As you can see, they autocross terrain. Then you have a save of a 3+, then is hit on a 4+. That's, I think, really good. Then they're fearless. That's pretty good. And veteran. So today only good infantry. And then here you can choose your bazooka team, your mortar. I think for a mortar to shoot, you need to be halted or stand still. And then here you have your halted, rate of fire. Most things have rate of fire, and then it's halted and moving. And here you can see also some special, but we'll go into that a bit later. Again, the points, some upgrades, some special rules, everything on the cards. The cards also have the card stock has a really good quality. I think they're laminated. It's not just cardboard like a Magic the Gathering card. Every card is laminated, so they should, they should hold up very well. No wear and tear on these cards. Germans are flooding the board. As you can see, I think things are running. And as you can see behind the building, I can't see them yet, but I'm sensing something might be off. And so I come in with my vanilla Shermans on the left flank to kind of cover, but I can't see anything. And here we got the stat card of this. As you can see, the front is a bit more lightly armored, and also the anti-tank is a bit worse. It's not a 12+, it's a 10+, but these are also less expensive. Let me see, how much were the Shermans? The Shermans were 16 points and then 28 points max, and these are 13 and 21. Okay, a bit cheaper, yes. And here, as you can see, stabilizer +1 to hit for moving rate of fire. So these ones, normally the moving rate of fire would be 1, but they got 2 because they have a stabilizer. And now you're turning it back and it says +1 to the to hit modifier. And you're thinking, okay, if I'm hitting the enemy, let's say Panzer IVs are hit on 4s, I'm now hitting them on 3s. But that's not how this is meant. This means the stabilizer gives you an additional shot, but it gives you also +1 to hit modifier. So you go from hitting the enemy Panzer IV from a 4 to a 5. And then if it's over half range, you go from a 5 to a 6. And then if it's in cover, you go from a 6 to a 7. And there you see, so that's how this works. But you get used to it. Like, just for the first time, we were doing things a bit wrong. But once you get used to it, it gets pretty cool. So Germans flooding the board, more and more pouring into the city. They want to stop the Americans. I don't know if any shots have gone off yet. Here are my veteran Shermans. Pretty nice. Yeah, let me know down in the link below what you want me to see. What nation should I play for Flames of War? I mean, I got the Germans and some Americans, but I'm also intrigued by the British. I don't know why. I love Cromwells. What can I say? And I like Fireflies. Maybe I should get myself some British. Although I like myself also some good Germans. Yeah. So the German puck is positioning itself, and I think here Michel got a bit greedy maybe, in the deployment zone, because they have a really long range. I think 35 inches they can reach with their guns. But he wanted to get a good position, and also coherency. Everything should be within 6 inches. I think they are in coherency, and as you can see, I'm pouring in, he's pouring in. I think we haven't shot, and if you haven't shot, I think you're kind of obscured, but we will go into that in a second. So this is how it looks like. Pretty cool feeling. So the Panzer IIIs roll in. He brings them in and he does a Blitz Move with them. So Blitz Move is not a scout move. I think you can use it for your units, and you have to make a skill check, and if they pass the skill check they can move 4 inches, and that counts as not having moved. But if you fail, you get a +1 to hit penalty. So my Shermans usually hit on a 4, go now hit on a 5, then over half range probably a 6, then maybe in cover to a 7, and a 7 is I think a 6 followed by a 5 or a 6, something like that, or a 4. I have to check. And so they have very good skill. They're very motivated. Third Reich, Last Stand, and Michel rolls a 1. That's the beauty of a dice game, and that's also some of the strategy of Michel. He's known to roll very, very poorly in every game he plays. I hope one day the dice gods are with him. So they roll into this terrain, and he makes sure that he stays 2 inches from the edge, because if you're 2 inches from the edge you're concealed. I cannot see his units, but they can see out of the woods. Yeah, that's pretty tricky, and that's hard. I think I have to go near the trees and within 6 inches so that I can see him. So will be hard to shoot at these guys. These guys taking cover, and I think the Pak 40 is now shooting, so everything moved. So I moved, and now it's I go, you go, and now he's shooting, and he's shooting, as you can see, down this lane. I have no real cover. Maybe you can count this as cover, but we counted it as no cover. I think it has 35 inches reach or range, and this should be 16 inches, and I think over 16 inches is over half range. Above that you get a penalty of +1, so usually they would be hit on a 4. Now they're gonna be hit on a 5 up. As you can see, here are in the back of the book there's a cheat sheet, and for each phase you got what you can do. And here we are under shooting, and so we got a lot of sides, score to hit. As you can see, range is above 16th, concealed but not gone to ground, and so forth. And here, if you have to hit on a 7, for a 7 you must roll a 6 followed by a 5, which is okay, and a 8, a 6 followed by a 6, which, man, you need some luck to do that. So the beautiful Pak 40 shoots, and I'm glad he doesn't. I'm lucky he doesn't hit. So I guess it's my turn now, and I'm activating my veteran Sherman tank commander, and yeah, maybe I have also gone to ground. If something doesn't move, and in the first turn, sure, we moved, but nobody, like at the end of my turn, we count as gone to ground. I think in turn 1, it helps. It's like in 40k where things are hidden so that you cannot shoot in first round everything. So concealment, all of that stuff. Yeah. But I'm not hit, and then it's my turn, and I start now shooting, moving. I try a blitz move with these guys, fail, so I move. I move up my airborne, hopefully to shoot at these guys, but I can reach them, but yeah, it's barely within 6 inches. And now I'm moving up with my tank company, and I'm shooting at a Pak 40 with everything I have, and I'm also shooting with these guys at a Pak 40, and I think I'm using my 50 cals and my machine guns, as you can see here, and I'm rolling 3 dices. No wait, I'm rolling 2 dices and another 2 dices with this profile. If the Blitz move would have succeeded, I could have used my halted move, my halted profile. But things are shooting. I think I'm not hitting very well. Well, I think I'm hitting well. I'm sure I would hit on 4s. These guys are probably hit on 4s, but I'm sure I'm above 16 inches, so hitting them on 5s. And then, as you can see, they are concealed with cover, so hitting them only on 6s, so 2 dice and probably nothing dies. And then my American Airborne think takes one of his troops out, and I'm shooting with these guys and claim the life of his Pak 40. I'm sure I'm rolling pretty lucky, and I'm sure he rolls pretty poorly. So normally he shouldn't have lost his Pak 40, but he rolled a 1 followed by another 1. And then, because the Pak 40 are 2 guys, and so in this game you should always, not always, but mostly bring more than 2, because like 2 is the minimum in a squad or in a platoon. And if you lose 50% of your platoon, you need to make a morale test. And these guys are die-hard veterans. They have a 3-up morale, and they're gone now. Why? Because he rolled a 2. Because he rolled a 2. So his Pak 40s, 1 eliminated and 1 tank crew just fled. And as you can say, their motivation is really hard if they have to make their last stand. It's on a 3+, if I'm not mistaken, and they fail it. He rolls a 2, and so the commander says, okay, let's re-roll that beautiful dice, and he rolls another 2. So bad luck on Michel's side again, and there goes 2 of his Pak 40, which is pretty bad. He needed these guys, but he has still the will to fight, and he has Panzer Force, and they are now taking aim and shooting at my panzers or my tanks. And here I'm explaining that I cannot see these guys because they are not, there are on 3 inches, and within 2 inches I cannot see them, but they can shoot out of that tree line. Beautiful stuff here. I think he moves one of those guys towards his tanks or panzers, and then he's shooting at my tank, and I'm sure they have an 11 anti-tank, and I have a front, and I roll a dice, and I think I needed a 5, I think, to let that shell bounce. Yes, and I'm not letting that bounce, so he penetrates. No, he hits me. That's what anti-tank is for. If he hits you, and then you need firepower 3+. So he rolls now for firepower, and he makes it, and the first blood is drawn, and one of my Shermans burn, and now everybody knows that they are in an ambush. But the American troops are veterans, so they don't panic. They know what they need to do, and they will not go one step. Yeah, they won't give ground. So the Germans definitely are shooting a bunch of shots coming out of these guys, as you can see, because they didn't move. I think he made a blitz move, so moved them up 4 inches, or sneaked up 4 inches, and every base I think has a halted rate of fire of 3. So I guess he gets 15 shots or something like that, and he starts chipping away at my American Airborne. And as you can see, I got a couple of hits, and these dices, they lay here because I have to roll for this one a 3-up cover save, for this one a 3-up cover save, and so on. Again, a 3-up cover save, pretty good, but I fail one, and one infantry stance goes away. As you can see, here I failed with my 2, the rest all managed. I am sure it's my turn again, so I'm marching forward. I have a mortar with me. I need to stand still to use that mortar. But now my tanks are coming in on this side, and there are no PaK-40s to protect the infantry from this side, so I'm starting to mow them down, but I think he's dug in. I don't know yet what dug in means, but it's definitely a bit safer that way. So 50 cals and machine guns starting to fire at his German Panzer Grenadiers, and I think if you take 5 shots or 5 hits, you're pinned, and if you're pinned you need to regroup yourself in the next turn. So I'm pressing on with my tanks and pinning a lot of his troops, taking or chipping away at his guys, and yeah, it's kind of fun. So as you can see, putting some dice on these ones, but on a 3 up they are cool. And then I'm shooting my mortar, not really sure how it works, but I try to do my best explain how it works. So you mark a point, and again here I'm putting on in my ranged in and a lot of troops here, and then you take the template, and it's a big ass template, and then these are all underneath the template, and that's not good. But I'm just using 1 mortar, so number of weapons firing. So as you can see, this is for the artillery section. If I'm just shooting with 1 or 2 mortars or 1 or 2 artillery pieces, I have to re-roll my hits. This is just showing that maybe, of course, you hit him on a 4, but then you re-roll, and then, okay, maybe you miss him. But if you use 5 or more, you re-roll misses, which shows the saturation. And then you get 3 attempts, and I think they are hit on a 4, if I'm not mistaken, and then you're ranging in. So add 1 to the score needed if ranged in on a 2nd attempt, repeated bombardment where spotting team can see the aiming point, but I can see them, and then add +2 to the 3rd attempt. So they're veteran. I think that's a skill test. I'm not sure. Michael said it to me. So they're trying on the skill. So I have now 3 dice, and I'm hitting them if I roll a 3. But I roll a 2. So on my 2nd attempt, I need now a 4. But I roll my 2nd dice, and it's a 3. I think we mistaked here the rules. It would have been, I think, a 4, and on the 3rd attempt I would have needed a 5. But yeah, I hit him, and then I roll to hit them, and I have to re-roll that. So at the end, I think these are all I get, and then we start rolling for them. And again, here you see I have to re-roll my hits. They are pinned down, that's really good. So next turn they have to take a test, and I think I claim 1 stand, which is good enough. They shoot their MMG here again, MMG fire, pretty brutal stuff, and they start to lose some guys. But now it's their turn, and they bring their Panzerschreck, and I think Panzerschreck probably 15-inch or something, maybe 16 inches, or maybe shorter, maybe 8 inches. But it will try to shoot at my Shermans, and on the other end with the rest he's going to hide behind the bocage. And again, his Panzer Force are now going to shoot and scoot. And they shoot, and then they will scoot backwards out of the tree line, I think, or maybe he does it next turn. But again, he's now shooting up these guys, and as you can see, I get hit by a lot. So I take the 2 dice, and he has firepower 11. These Shermans probably have a 10, or maybe, I'm not sure right now, but I have to roll a 5 or a 6, and I managed to roll the 5 and 6s. For For the last one, he penetrates that and he needs a firepower of 3. Or maybe he gets both of them. I'm sure I failed both of them. And then he rolls, like he would destroy that tank definitely. But yeah, as you can see, just bailed out. Like I was so lucky. So what can I say? Michel rolls a lot of poor dice today. Americans have great luck. And then the Germans definitely start taking my airbornes away, and that's not good. This guy shoots with his Panzerschreck, and I think he doesn't hit. Rolls another one. Then the Panzer IIIs shoot again with shoot and scoot. My mortar activates again, and yeah, we're just having fun blasting each other, chipping away at our troops. But on this side, nothing is holding back my tanks. He would have needed the Pak 40s, so that's a pretty dire situation. As you can see, he had a few of these infantries, but a lot of MG fire coming in here within close range and with no cover. And yeah, slowly the German forces are crumbling, and there's something we have to keep in mind. His formation is, or his main formation is infantry, and the tanks are just support. So if his infantry formation crumbles, he loses the match. And if my tank formation crumbles, I lose the match, because the support doesn't count for your morale. So wait a second, why were they burning? Oh no, they weren't yet burning. So I close in with my vanilla Shermans here. I think I can now see them. I'm within 6 inches, and now shooting at a Panzer IVs. Again, everything is lighting up the German infantry. They are now pinned because they took so many hits. If you take 5 or more hits, you're pinned down. Yeah, and now the Germans on the other side, as you can see, halted of 3. They are now mowing down a lot of my British. So the Germans have a lot of dice, shooting a lot of shots. That's pretty cool. Another Panzerschreck approaches my vanilla Shermans, and I'm losing troops. So we definitely have a good back and forth in this game. Yeah, just having tons of fun. These guys are now pinned down. I think the Panzerschreck hit it. Wasn't too hard, because I think the Panzerschreck has a great firepower. But then the second one, like, he didn't penetrate it, so I just bailed out. But the Panzer III are now going to finish what the Panzerschreck couldn't do. As you can see, I got a lot of saves to take. I fail my saves with the first tank, I fail my saves with the second tank, and this flank is gone now. These guys are pinned down. They have morale 3 up. I do a motivation check. They are fearless, but a 1 is not enough, so they stay pinned down. Nothing I can do. I love this game. I love games where things can go wrong. I like morale. Like, not that it's always cool, because like these dudes will do nothing, but a 3 up fearless motivation check is pretty good. And then to roll a 1 or 2 is just unfortunate, and it can happen. And I think that is the spice you need sometimes for a good tabletop game, so that it doesn't get too robotic or too mathematical or predictive. So unpredictable things can happen, and that makes it kind of fun, I would say. So as you can see, my Sherman's pushing now deep into the German rear, exposing them, mowing them down, maybe even challenging some Panzer IIIs, but I think I won't go for the Panzer IIIs. I will light up the infantry because I'm greedy and because they are nearby and vulnerable. And so, as you can see, a bunch of saves to take, and some of these guys do not make their saves, and they are also pinned down, so they can't really move. And also Michel takes off a lot of his wounds. I think they try to assault, so assaulting a tank works. They go nearby and then they do damage. I'm not really sure, so they go into assault, but they don't manage. I think something gets bailed out, but I can shoot Overwatch, and then the assault failed and they have to go back. More on that probably in a future game when I really know what's going on. I will explain that. So I'm now pushing on with my paratroopers to meet the Germans. We both do not have much, but I think we're nearing the end of the game. The German Panzer Grenadiers get wiped out. Panzer IIIs trying to shoot one last time. As you can see, I lose a Sherman here. My HQ is bailed out in my turn. He needs to go back. He's confident on a 4-up. Then he will go back into the tank, but he bails. So yeah, my HQ also gone, and that's then what it is. These guys approaching, and now I think within 6 inches they can see the Panzer Force and give another salvo of shots. My paratroopers trying to hunt down some German officers, but I think as here the game ends, not much is happening. It is also late and we don't have much, and that's when Michel also realizes that he has lost the game, because like the only thing standing is his support and his main army is already gone, while I have one main army piece right here. And so we call it a day. Had a bunch of fun. It was a great game. We enjoyed Flames of War. I'm not sure if it's a super great game, but definitely it's fun. It is cool. What I like is the minis. What I like is the scale. Maybe if it's not going to be Flames of War, it's going to be Battle Group or something different. But a World War II game in 50mm is just fun. I mean, look at the terrain, look at the fences, the houses, and yeah, just great stuff. And I hope that Flames of War is really good, because I kinda like the books. I think the Battleground made a great job making these books. And yeah, let me know what you think. And I guess we see us in the next video. See ya. And have a good day.